right now.
All right.
So we'll give that a shot.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Thanks.
See it.
What are you looking for here?
So there's supposed to be a little video icon right here. Like, see where that upload thing is there? Well, when you click on that, there's supposed to be a video camera there. And then when you click on that, it says to upload a video or go live. But I think it might be because this hasn't been
Live streaming?
Updated. Set up your channel. Yeah, click that. Hey Alexis, I'm finally back. There we go. I moved locations too. I'm near the router. I'm doing really good. I'm here in California. The weather's cold, and A1 is this weekend. How many years have I been with Troy Lee Designs Red Bull KTM? So I signed with Troy Lee Designs at the end of 2012, and 2013 I raced amateur for the team, and then the last 3 rounds of outdoors in 2013 I raced Unadilla, and then Utah, and then Lake Elsinore. And then I started Supercross in 2014. And we did that whole next year on Hondas. And then at the end of 2014, we made the switch to KTM. And now this is going to be my 6th season as a pro, my 5th as or on a KTM. How's it going, Jarrett or Garrett? I've seen it spelled like that, but I've also heard it pronounced both, so I'm not sure. J Dog, how's it going? Alexis, it is not 25 degrees here. It's been getting down in the 30s at night. Today is probably low 50s maybe during the day, but it's I like when it gets cold at night. As factory rider, what are you super picky about on your bike? It's hard to say one thing. I'm picky about where my bars are, where my levers are. Actually, I would say my clutch and my front brake I can ride with if they get bent down or whatever, but my back brake, I have to have it pretty high because that's how I ride. I like to have my back brake set to where I can't be on the peg and the brake at the same time. And that helps me roll my corners. It helps me stay off the brake as much as possible. Suspension is pretty huge. Suspension setup. It's a big difference when you don't have your bike set up very well to when it is set up well. Yeah, it's hard to say one thing. I like a good front brake. I know on TV they've said how Justin Brayton's really picky about his front brake, and it is really important if you're a good rider like JB, just because a lot of times we only use the front brake in some corners, so it's like we need to be able to rely on it under a lot of different loads. in New England, it's colder than most places. I would probably have to agree with that. Um, as the Red Bull straight rhythm master, how awesome was that two-stroke? Do you still have it? Um, the two-stroke was very fast. It was almost a little too fast for us, like 250 guys who came off the 254 stroke and then went to that, and had to get used to riding on Supercross in about 2 days. It was really fast and really torquey, and for us it was hard to manage the power because you needed to stay higher in the RPMs because it's a two-stroke, but it also had a lot of power. So I didn't feel very comfortable on it really up until the night show at Straight Rhythm, but um, it was it was a lot of fun. And no, I don't still have it. I haven't seen it actually since Saturday night at Straight Rhythm. KTM took it back, and they might have already sold it. I'm not sure. Um, why did I pick number 12? Well, I actually didn't know number 12 was available. I was pretty set on number 24. I was set for a while, and then I'd say it's probably sometime in October. Yeah, I'd say late September, early October when um, the guys from AMA actually called me. It was like, "Hey, what number do you want to be?" They said 12's available. I was like, "Really?" And so I was like, "Okay, well let me figure that out." So I texted my mechanic Matt. I was like, "Hey, what number should I be?" And he just told me the lower the better. And so that's, like I said, I was set on 24, but then 12 was lower, so that's what we took. Um, do you think you can get a win at Salt Lake for the third year straight? I wish I could. Salt Lake is not on our schedule this year. That got replaced by Denver, which is cool, and it's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, Utah was a really cool place to visit. It was in the College Stadium, so it wasn't as big as a normal like professional stadium, but it seemed like huge with how many people were there and um, like racing at elevation, just the mountains in the background. Like it's a really cool place to race and a really cool place to visit. And I'm kind of bummed that we're not going back there, but we're replacing it with Denver, and hopefully um, that's similar. I know it's at elevation. I haven't I haven't really looked up like where exactly it is, um, but I think I can go back and watch some old Supercrosses because I think they used to race there. But uh, I wish I could, but we'll have to start it fresh at Denver. Um, how many races have you raced pro in New England? Um, I have raced uh, Boston Supercross once, um, and I have raced Southwick 3 or 4 times, something around that. Um, I like racing up there. The weather's usually really nice during the summertime. It does get hot and humid there, but compared to Florida, where we stay during the summer, it's actually really nice to visit there. So I like that a lot. Who did you look up to when you were little? Um, I thought Jeremy McGrath was cool, but my idol was probably Travis Pastrana. I just loved his attitude. I loved his just personality and how he was a person, like he was a human, and uh, that was like first and foremost. He was just a guy who loved to ride his motorcycle and to jump his motorcycle and to do tricks. And I think some of the stuff's pretty crazy that he would do, and I don't think I ever want to do some of that stuff. But I just looked up to his personality and his like outgoing style. It's been speculated that it was a 300. Is that true? Yes, that is true. Okay, I don't know why. They had just done a lot of testing on that and said that they made good power with it and got it to run really clean and didn't have to run it too lean to get it to run good. So that was why they put us on that, is more of a safety thing because they had it running really, really clean and really safe and didn't have much of a bog to it. So they were really looking out for us. Do you remember me, my mom, my brother, and my dad from the day before Southwick at the Marriott Hotel? And then the day after, me and my dad got a signed poster from you. I do remember you now. I think either you or your brother might have been in a cast. And I think you guys had long hair, or one of you did at least. I remember that. But I didn't know that I didn't remember the name, but now that you say that, I do remember that. How confident am I going into A1? I feel really good. I feel like this is the first year that I've actually been ready, and my bike is really good. My fitness is really good, and I'm excited for this whole year in general. I think we've made a big base over the whole off season and just kind of added on to what we had last year. So I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's there's going to be a lot of growth and a lot of progress, and I'm excited for whatever comes our way. I'm ready to take advantage of whatever is in front of me. You're very public with your faith in God. That's awesome. Appreciate your willingness to put it out there. Thank you. It's nice getting